Harry, thank you so much for coming today, and those performances are incredible. Every time I see you live, I'm like watching the pedalboard, the keyboard, the guitar. How you loop all that is mental to me, but it's so entertaining to watch. My first question is, obviously, independent artists, you're your own manager, you're your own booking agent, you've got to do everything yourselves. You've come for a little bit of help with the social media side, but it is so difficult for an independent act, isn't it? So what are some of the challenges that you find in that area at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it is really hard. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you're doing everything yourself, and while also trying to live your life. You know, it can be a real struggle, and I think a lot of the hardest things is, you know, especially with such a big industry now, is the knowing that, like, having the awareness to, are you speaking to the right people, you know? Whether that's with gig bookings and things like that. You hear some horror stories about some, you know, young artists who get ripped off with gigs and things like that. That's always a concern, but obviously the industry's moved so much now to being social media based. That's a huge thing. And then it's like, so it's companies like LMSUK that are really important for young, you know, establishing artists like myself, because you just need a bit of guidance sometimes, or in my case, you know, a bit of a push. You know, because the thing with content, you've got to be on it constantly. It's all about the momentum you build up. It's about doing it every single day, which is exhausting, you know, for anybody. But when you're also trying to go out and get gigs at the same time, you got time in the studio, you're recording, you're trying to do all these things, then you've got to make sure you're broadcasting this out to your social media.
It's so important. Like, you produce the best music you can, get the performance right, mix and mastered, but you need to market it the correct way. Because if you've got the best songs in the world but no one's listening to it, it's a key problem. You obviously work quite closely with Luke, who's your one-to-one specialist, and she'll slap you on the wrist if you're not consistent, won't she?
Oh, definitely, always. She just keeps me on my toes. But that's exactly what I need, you know, that's why, you know, like, LMS is great for young artists and stuff, because sometimes you do just need to be, if it may be pointed in the right direction, or, you know, be reminded that you need to be doing this. And like I said, yeah, I'm going to, I'll say, like, to Luke, I'm going for a studio day today. She's like, right, here's a list of things you need to get done. You need to get these recorded, because at the end of the day, like, the best artists, you know, who promote themselves really well, like Luis Capaldi, you feel like you know him. You feel like you're in every moment of his life, which is a great thing, because it's a great marketing technique, because you feel on the same level as him, and you feel that people want to see behind the scenes. People want to know what's going on.
They want to feel like they own a bit of you. They know you. And I think, you know, looking at other campaigns, Sam Fender's a great example. He wanted everyone to see him in 7 different locations, because you start to feel like you know them. It won't be through a screen, but that personality coming across is so important. But I do think the biggest asset's your music, and you're a very talented artist. So talk to me about Somebody Else. Obviously, it came out at the end of last year.
Yeah.
How has that come about? What's it written about? Can you give us some detail?
So Somebody Else has been a sort of bottom drawer song of mine since about 2018. So it's been a long time I've had it. It was written a while ago, sort of the angst of being a teenager, which really comes across, I think, in the lyrics. It was one of those ones that made a little demo for it and then never really did anything with it. And then recently we were, you know, embarking on a bit of a new project, and we were like, I was like, I've got this. And I sat down, sat for about an hour with my producer, Max, and basically took it from this little, you know, rough demo to being like, oh no, we can make something out of this. And I think it's something that sort of, it's a bit different for me. I think you, especially incorporating the rap little verses that's in it and things like that. But I think it's sort of, I wanted to show range with the things I'm doing now. So whether it's Mirror Image, which is just sort of your classic indie banger kind of style, and then this, I've got something else coming out soon, which is more of a ballad. And just to show contrast, I think as you're an establishing artist, you want to show that you can write in different genres and perform in different genres.
Talk to me about kind of the artists that influence you. So if you're going into these different genres now and showing that you've got this full range, who's influenced you? Who are you listening to on the way here that you can kind of tell through your music?
What I try and do is, like, especially as a, not just a performer, but a songwriter, you try not to listen to the same thing for too long. Try and have like a really eclectic mix of listening. You know, obviously there's artists you prefer and there's artists you draw from and things like that, but I feel like you've got to listen to a wide range, because like, I'll find myself, I sit listening to McFly for a week because I've been to a McFly gig. I'll be writing stuff, but I'm writing McFly style songs, which is there's nothing bad about that. There's nothing bad about drawing, you know, drawing inspiration. And obviously with my live performance, I use the loop station. So I, you know, naturally take a lot from Ed Sheeran, who made those, he brought those into the mainstream, really, the loop stations and things like that. And the ability to be a solo artist, but also have a big sound. It's not just you and acoustic guitar. You know, you're building around that, and that's what I've seen. I quite liked with. I took a lot from Ed Sheeran, even with songwriting as well. But what I want to do is take that and then make it my own in some way. So whether that's adding sort of synth keys to it, making it a bit more, you know, poppy and synthy, heavier guitars, drum beats and things like that, and then just to drawing from other artists, but not trying to copy them.
Yeah, for sure. And that's so important, isn't it? Is to really draw on that life out, to make yourself stand out, but take that inspiration from other artists. And what I loved about seeing you here today is I've seen all the camera crew, the people behind the scenes singing along, like from that chorus and your songs. And that's amazing, because they wouldn't have heard it before. Come in today and it's stuck with them. And I think that's a sign of a really, really good artist. So talk to me about when people can come and see you. I know you've got some festivals coming up. I know you've got some shows coming up, so talk to me about them.
Yes, so I will be playing at Wreckfest in May.
Just round the corner?
Just round the corner in Portchester. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to, obviously, depending when this gets seen, but on the 3rd of May, I'll be going home to Carmarthen, which is where I'm from in South Wales. Haven't had a chance to play there in a while. We're going to be doing a show at home there, which is always, it's an amazing feeling.
Love that.
Playing from where you come from, you know.
And it's amazing for you, because you have performed all over Liverpool, London, Guildford, down here. I mean, you do have that range and people are listening from you all over. But I know especially here in Portsmouth, you've got that fan base. I mean, on Express FM, they do their weekly music chart. You're on there most weeks, really at the top. The love's really there for you. I know you've done content and bits down here with Adam and Catherine as well. But it's special to have you at Wreckfest, because people are talking, they want to come see you, and obviously you're just around the corner. So it must be nice for you having these pockets of fan bases all around the country. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I'm really excited about kind of play Portchester. Like you said, I want to do a gig in Portsmouth, because, like I said, since Feel Alive went number one the first time, and then the other three went number one as well. So I must be doing something right down here. But no, I mean, the support I get, you see it, you get through on Twitter when all the songs are playing live on the show with you, and it's just really nice to see that they've sort of been taken in a bit by Portsmouth.
A little second home.
But no, I'd definitely love to do more gigs here, if possible.
Absolutely. Well, Harry, thank you so much for coming into the University of Portsmouth today. We really appreciate it.
No problem at all.
Best of luck with the future.
Thank you so much.